Hello guys, and welcome back to Strategic Command World War II, World at War with our Allied playthrough. I'd just like to clarify that as of recording this video, and technically the prior one, this series has finally started releasing episode 1. Yeah, that's when I'm recording this, is when the first episode has been released. I got the greatest comment from Latoya Gooden saying, "Should I be worried that this series has 81 hidden videos?" Well, are you still worried? Anyway, last episode we took care of most of the fronts. That's what I can summarize. I also went ahead and finally moved the Tang HQ over to Tsingtao, which I meant to do a while ago, I think. I don't know how fast these episodes are going and turns and stuff. Sometimes I just forget things, and sometimes I think I forget things, but a whole turn hasn't gone by. Anyway, we have to look at the Soviets. So, let's see. Is Frankfurt open? Well, it's not open, but it only has planes on it. They have a lot of their fighters back here that have retreated. We're going to go ahead and just attack that with this corps. Keep the push going. We got to get down to Munich now, or west to Munich. One way or another, we have to reach Munich, and that's the important thing. We can pretty much just about wipe out the enemy Hungarian HQ here and finish off Hungary. Oh, and there it goes. Hungary is now Soviet. And then they're kind of spreading their units in Romania out, probably trying to shore up the frontier, but these units are basically worthless because aside from any Hungarian units themselves, like once Germany falls, I don't even know, like, I guess Romania could stay in the war, but then we could just converge on them and it would just be easy. It would be no problemo. We do have to keep advancing. And they have garrisons on the front. That's what they're going to try to hold us back with, is garrisons. I'll go ahead and attack with my light tanks on the Budapest garrison. Dealing 2 damage out of the promised 3. How lame. What's supply like over here? We're going to want to get you back somewhere where there's supply so I can actually reinforce and upgrade you. You still don't have advanced tanks too. Speaking of, we have tanks here that can get advanced tanks too and also reinforce. I think I'll prioritize reinforcement, especially for everybody up here that took part in the push for Berlin that needs reinforcement, because reinforcement is cheaper than upgrading. And if I can just get reinforcements first, that's probably a pretty good thing, right? Prague is open, but Munich might be as well. So we'll go take a look. Okay, we can get right down to Nuremberg and take that. We're right next to fucking Munich, man. That sucks, because that means we can almost reach Munich. We just, you know, barely can't reach Munich. This one corps, if there's nothing on Munich, is the key to winning the war, and they just can't walk their legs fast enough because they don't have trucks. I wonder if there is anything here, to be honest. I don't know. We can get more corps headed down there thanks to the power of mobility. That's for sure. And other things can start moving forward as well. You know, it's so funny, you know how we just keep operating these paratroopers around? I just saw they can be operated right here. So let's step across and see if there is. Oh my god, there's nothing on Munich. We could probably kill Germany if we could just get one thing to step over here. But the problem is that we can't. There's nothing that has that reach. Oh, fuck. Yeah, there's just nothing that has the reach that we need. That sucks. At the very least, we will go ahead and operate the paratroopers down here onto Nuremberg to back up this corps that has reached Munich, but that means the Germans, assuming they don't operate something over here, which they very likely will, could die next. I don't know that they're going to move their capital to a minor country. I don't know if they can do that. But this is their only other native capital location. They lost a fair bit of national morale when they lost Berlin. Can only imagine what this is going to do to their national morale. So, in the meantime, I guess we just need to try to push up as best we can. There's a German HQ here, the von Kukler, can't read this. Just go ahead and attack it. This is Hungarian. Try to get that wiped out. Push up the Hungarian border to form a line. Let's see what else we have here. We don't want to move into Yugoslavia. I do not want to do that. we'll take this cavalry corps and move it forward to finish off the enemies at this location. Let's see. I guess I can drive up to it. Or no, we have mobility! So that's still driving, but kind of pushes them into Yugoslavia a little bit, but this is just clear, so that doesn't really matter. Alright, cool. We cannot get this army reinforced, but we can get its mobility. That's something we can do. This shock-heavy tank can kind of do something similar. I'm afraid to move this HQ forward, but we do need to get an HQ moving forward. However, we do have an extra HQ that we can move forward if we have room to operate it, which we do. I'd want to probably put it on a town, so this corps is going to have to go somewhere. So let's handle this region first. Let's move this corps forward, attack the enemy garrison. 1 damage dealt. We keep doing worse on these attacks, even taking damage. We keep doing way worse on these attacks than promised. Let's see. Someone else has to be able to get up there. Yep, several. Several, especially ones with mobility. Oh. Alright, let's drive up. Attack. Enemy garrison. Deadified. Nice. Alright. Next, we send this corps forward. Which, actually, wait a minute. This corps doesn't even have its upgraded infantry weapons. Let's give that to them. And progress from there. We can reinforce you. We can reinforce you. You do want reinforcements. That's an important thing. Reinforce you. What else? I guess I'll focus a lot on reinforcements because we're not really in a rush now, are we? The push on Italy is going to take a little bit. We're right outside of Munich. Japan's still going to take a little bit, so we can recover and reorganize. We did finish some tech as the USSR. It looks like spying and intelligence finished at some point. Don't know if it's the most recent thing, but I'm going to put research back into it. I still have room for another 125 MPP research, so I'll definitely get it. Well, what can we actually get that costs that much? Actually, it doesn't look like anything. Yeah, we only have enough for 125. And everything is 150 or 175, so I guess that answers that. Alright, cool. We have a corps here that could definitely use infantry weapon upgrades. Let's toss on mobility while we're at it. Another infantry back here that could use mobility. The things in the rear are just going to get prioritized for this kind of crap. Infantry weapons if they don't have it. Mobility just for sure. Hell, even the engineers can get it. Why not? It's expensive, so that could be why not. But it's helpful. HQs. Still trying to figure out where to move everything. Can you reinforce? No, but you can upgrade. Well, you don't need it. You're on the front. Oh, you might need it, actually. I don't know. We'll move forward is what we'll do. We'll move you forward down the road. We have, two very tempting targets. I'll go to finish off this cavalry. Better to kill a unit than to hurt a unit, generally. And then where else can we go? We're running out of things that are actually up on the front. I'll go ahead and give this army some mobility. We can drive the Red Banner army forward past them, as well as this Rifle Corps, as well as a lot of other things back here that have been getting their mobility upgrades, so let's just keep those convoys a-coming. Let's move this army up to Poznan. We're going to take this army, move behind Poznan. Another army. Another 2 armies. Oh, I forgot all about this one. Okay, let's finish it off. I was literally right next to it. Forgot all about it. Took a little bit of damage. Can still get another army over here. Just completely surround this bitch with armies. There's no tactics to this. I'm just surrounding it to try to finish it off in this lethal army assault. Even if it's all blitz attacks. Armies are great at overwhelming corps, especially with equal infantry weapon technology. Absolutely slaughtering. And voila. Oh, was that the Wodrig Corps? Dude! Where were we fighting them? Remember they were up here, the Wodrig Corps? They were up here at Wilno, and they were holding the line against us. I can't believe we made it all the way back here. We found the Wodrig Corps. They could have been reformed. That's entirely possible. But very likely this was the OG Wodrig Corps that we actually fought. So that's pretty awesome that we actually caught up to them again. Let's keep moving this army southwest now. Something I would want to claim this. Thank you. And then you can move southwest as well. You're just going to be able to move directly southwest. No need to stop anywhere. You just need to advance. This one, I'd say the same. Probably to Berlin would be nice. However, I had a Mongolian recover on Berlin. So, you're not going anywhere for right now. I know that much. I can still move it forward. It has mobility. It can get pretty far. However, then comes the question of how protected will it be over there? The answer is not as much, and how much supply will be able to spread from it over there? The answer is probably not as much. However, not a major concern. So, alright, we got progress. Let's go ahead and move back to attack this enemy plane now. Move this core forward. Let's go for the plane. It's more damage dealt, and we made it retreat. Awesome. But we don't have anyone with mobility to step on Brno over here, sadly. We can, however, operate this new HQ down to here. Well, what's this new unit we have? Okay, it's rocket artillery. We don't really need that anymore. I got a whole bunch for the siege of Berlin, and Berlin fell. Yeah, Berlin's gone now. Reinforced Mongolian cavalry corps, drive up this mechanized to protect the HQ and get over here on this front. Oh, actually, we do have someone that can take Brno. Someone that I would prefer to have heading west, but there's just so many things in our way. So let's go secure Brno with him. Yeah, that's good. Now let's see what else we have. We have more mechanized that could push somewhere. They're not really holding an important front or anything. So they could advance along the road. They may retake Vienna, but to do that, they'll have to move another unit out of place. Let's see what else we have. Well, I can upgrade you with mobility. That's something. So I'll give you an upgrade. You cannot have an upgrade. You can drive forward somewhere. We'll just head down towards Budapest for the time being. And then you are kind of stuck behind that unit, so just get your mobility upgrades. I'll just upgrade this heavy tank with mobility, as expensive as that will be, because it's sitting here kind of holding an important juncture against the Romanian front while we kind of blitz for the enemy capital. So I'm so upset. We're just like one out of range. You know, if I had force marched down here and said fuck the risk, we could have done it. Although if Germany didn't surrender with the loss of this, that would be problematic. We've killed enough of their units, though, that they shouldn't really be able to recover too much from this, at least. We can send this corps all the way down here, so I think I will. And we'll attack that enemy TAC bomber again, dealing another 2 damage. No retreat for it for right now. We have the ability to upgrade the special forces with mobility. Sounds good to me. Other troops here that need their mobility upgrades, need, quote-unquote, can get. I'll go ahead and prioritize giving that stuff to them. You'll just reinforce and hold against Hamburg. We're not really going to be pushing north up against Hamburg. Someone needs to secure Dresden, as it's a very important juncture in this front that we have. So I'll put the armored train there to do it. Unless we can... Well... There's always the possibility that we could just operate somebody up there. But I think everyone else is kind of already moved. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and just leave that there. Planes can be upgraded as well as reinforced. Let's focus on reinforcing. This is going to be very expensive as is. We can get all these planes reinforced, which is nice. The fighters can move forward a little bit. Might be worth it. Let's move the ones at Danzig forward, next to Berlin. They should be safe enough, and they won't quite be able to cover everything, though. Alright, let's move it forward to Hanover, then. Alright, now we have full coverage. This one can move up to Berlin, and then there's still one back here, which we won't really need, but, you know, it's back there, so that's something. This front could use some air cover. I can move this fighter forward. We can send that up to Debrecen. This one will just stay here for the time being, so we can go ahead and upgrade that with long-range aircraft. And that pretty much spends the rest of the USSR's points. There's nothing else that I see very urgent to move that would be safe to do. Like maybe moving up to Breslau for this HQ could be good, but Breslau is not necessarily a safe front. There's only a garrison here, so we don't really need to worry about it. So maybe I will. There's a mountain there, you know. I'll go ahead and move the HQ forward. It's not like we're fighting any massive threats or anything. I'll move the AA heading down. For the time being, these TAC bombers, good question. What do I do with the TAC bombers? They're not really needed up here. They could be useful against this, I guess. We don't have any money for their upgrades. I can move them up with the fighters. Just move them up a little bit. That sounds good to me. So they moved up a little. We're not going to touch these guys. We're just going to leave them where they are to hold that line. Not very proper units for holding a line, but no diplomacy to do. We do still need to assign that rocket artillery, and it does kind of have to be in our territory, so... It should be on a rail line. That much is important, so it can operate up to where it needs to be. We have pretty good operational range right now. I guess I'll go play it near this HQ in Lao. I can also move this forward still, which we probably want to. Let's move that up to Prasov so we have another HQ over here. AA can't quite follow, so it'll move over to Prismil. Rocket artillery will just deploy in Laval proper, where it will probably operate next turn. At the very least, anything they move to Munich is not going to have time to really entrench, so it should still be an easy target, even if they do move a bunch of stuff over here. However, that is everything that we're really going to do, slash can do, slash want to do in this region. Don't believe I've really missed anything. We're intentionally not doing some of these attacks. And that's it. Let's go ahead and push this over into April, May, June, into June. Loss of Palermo lowers Italian national morale. They really only lose that right now? What? Croatia surrenders. UK plunders 22 MPPs. Hungary surrenders. USSR plunders 128 MPPs. Ooh, Hungary had a lot more, huh? Spain surrenders. India plunders 338. Wow. And all the rest of their units got deleted. That's awesome. 338. Cool. India could definitely use that. India is definitely always short. I don't ever keep stuff for them. Hungary surrender moves Turkey away from the Axis. Ooh, cool. French battleship Lorraine joins the Allies. Ooh, cool. Danish workers strike against the German occupation. Ooh, yay. Now free yourselves. Leslie Howard's plane is shot down over the Bay of Biscay. Okay. Hey, that rhymed. Tech. Ooh, command and control. Oh, that's really useful for their HQs. Oh my god, that's a godsend. More amphibious warfare progress. Also very good for them. Everyone ending up with amazing amounts. God, the USSR is just making so much with all the stuff they're taking over. Plus what they just got for free. Plus America's help to them. It's hilarious. And it's even more hilarious when you think about the fact that China did so well, we're not even going to need the USSR once all this shit in Europe's done. The Axis, you know, Japan, it's just Japan is very special. Because they're just on this island. And it's very defensible. Also shit to live on, with natural disasters and the like, but it's defensible. A lot of stuff is running away from the front. A lot of air units. They are finding some Italian armies, at least, to send to the front. And they did put a Panzer, an upgraded Panzer, to defend Munich. Now that's going to be a problem. It's the one that was on Leipzig. They gave up Leipzig to go defend Munich. Very smart of them. Enemy contact? Ah, yes, the subs are trying to sail through us to get to the carriers, probably. Oh, yeah, they're sailing out. Looks like the naval battle's going to start to begin. Honestly, if they start losing their naval ships... Oh, hello. If they start losing their naval ships, then that's not going to be very good for them. Uh-oh. They are hurting this quite a bit. Oh, they're hunting this light cruiser down. Okay. Well, shit. But they're all putting themselves here in front of the UK's carriers. So that's going to hurt them quite a bit. Getting one naval kill aside, they're about to lose a lot of stuff because they've made themselves extremely vulnerable to my Air Force and Navy. No protection from the docks. We're going to be able to surround and kill their Navy now that they're marching out to war. Osaka Army doing great. Hamburg paratroopers still shooting at us, not accomplishing much of anything. A lot of bombings that didn't really accomplish a whole lot. They're focusing on the Russians now instead of the Brits. And the Brits seem to have a mostly unimpeded way leading up to Venice, at least. Not all the way to Venice, but up to Venice. Yeah, you're trying to run away now, huh? You can't. You move too far. You're going to lose a lot of these ships. Okay, they are moving garrisons and corps forward. Wonder where they're pulling these from. Or suffer attrition losses. Hey, that's what you like to see. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Norway, Germany convoys disrupted. Always nice. Calculating supply. Woo. Oh, that was the Triumphant. Oh, that's so sad. That's one of the ones that the French had join us. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But, I mean, I wanted to lure them out. Besides, light cruisers aren't that expensive. Special intelligence noticed units on an island that we've been bombarding. Wow, really? Army near Davao. Garrison in Tokyo. 2 more rocket artillery and another Marine Division Special Forces. Holy crap. Well, that was fun. Even with that ship sank, Italy's national morale is at 12%. I think this is like halved since last turn. Even with that one ship sank that they got, it's not going to be worth very much. Looking like it. Oh, yeah. How far did they get this battleship away? Did they actually get this one to port? They did. Okay. Well, still, you're in range of the carriers, so I'm really not too concerned. Let's go ahead and handle this battle for the Mediterranean. Let's start with the Truant sub right here, which can get a strike off. Dealing 5 damage to an enemy battleship, which it's not going to recover from. Now, we don't have destroyers here, so dealing with the enemy subs might be a little bit more annoying, but so long as things huddle around the carriers, they'll be fine. And we can put the carriers on other targets. This ship that made it back to port will be harder to hit, but they still put enough of their ships out here in the open that we can pretty much kill them no problem. We can use battle cruisers, we can use battleships, we do have a lot of options before us. I think I will use the battleships for more efficiency. We'll send the King George V battleship and use it to attack this enemy heavy cruiser, dealing 6 damage, receiving only 1 damage. That is exactly what you like to see. We'll move that back into a safe location. We won't be able to do that with everything, notably due to the range. However, we will be able to probably form up another screen, no problem. Let's send the Valiant battleship to attack their battleship. And 4 damage dealt. We got all the national morale back that we lost with losing the Triumphant, and then some. I think the Triumphant was just like way more upgraded than their ships, which is, I guess, something to note. We'll move this battleship back. And we do have, well, ports here are not that great. I wish you could upgrade ports to provide more supply. You know, invest infrastructure in them. Like America does today with Australia. No more battleships in easy reach of darting in and then darting out or anything like that. So we'll probably use a battle cruiser for this last part. Finishing off the enemy Italian heavy cruiser, getting another national morale bonus. And then probably like immediately just moving back. That leaves them with 10%. Their national morale's running out so fucking quickly, it's hilarious. Yeah, we can't really destroy the subs, but we do have bombers that we can send out. Of course, these bombers don't have their naval weaponry upgrades, but I think they have... Well, no, you can't have ASW on these carriers. That's only escort carriers. We can constrict things pretty easily, however, with our current setup, and utilize the ports to our advantage. This dude is still out there and a little bit of a problem, but he's in range. We can go for him. It's probably more important than going after these subs, which are not going to do as much to us. So let's focus this guy, especially now that he's injured. Oh, but they do have, as we can see here, interceptors. Kind of blacked out that that would even happen. German interceptors. The Greek fighters marched out to assist. We're doing a lot of damage to their interceptors. Taking a little bit of damage to our bombers. Let's do another bombing run. This is a good way to beat the shit out of their fighters anyway, and goddamn are we ever beating the shit out of them. Wow. And that's our 2 bombing runs over there. We'd have to move to get anybody else capable of doing a strike. Let's move this battleship a little bit more. Both of you can move over a little bit. Let's see here. Formidable carrier. No, you're gonna have to get even closer. Alright, well, let's send the Cumberland heavy cruiser out then. We'll go ahead and bombard still. We still have escorts from Yugoslavia that can fly, so let's go ahead and bombard the battleship more. 3 damage that time. Ooh, but some received. Why am I over here? What the fuck? That's more... Oh, it's the same amount of damage in just 1 blow. This is partially why I don't like bombing when in port if I don't have to. It's easy, way easier than using a ship. I was hoping this would stay out here, though. But if they're going to start marching out, I might as well just take their national morale for them. That's kind of the whole reason these carriers are here. At the end of the day. Now, we can still bombard some of these subs. We do have a little bit more air power left to utilize. And there's nothing else sticking out to bombard. We might see something if we move up with the Americans, however. Which we'll probably do, quite frankly. How is supply? It's okay. It's okay enough. We'll send the 3rd Army forward first, do some recon. So they do have something at Naples, so we will want to secure stuff over here. We do have some reinforcements and upgrades we can do. I'll focus on getting reinforcements where I can here. Just paying attention to the Mediterranean right now primarily, while also just, you know, not being in a rush to get anywhere. I'll send the 1st Army over here to secure this town. Oh, we can see a destroyer, but that's going to be out of range. Everything else is going to be out of range. I'll just turn this on an enemy sub. 2 damage. None received. No damage. None received. Okay. Gotta remember, ships can go through other ships. So, we have to do our screen counting for that. We'll put the Prince of Wales over here in Malta. It'll be able to get some upgrades that it could definitely use. We will shore up our defense here. Move the Kent heavy cruiser back a little bit. Move the Norfolk back a little bit. And that allows me to move the Suffolk over. And then move both of these back. And then we have a pretty good screen. There's 1 battleship sticking out, however. Not a whole lot I can really do about that. I mean, I could do something about it, but then I would leave either another battleship or some other crap sticking out. I'm sure there's some way to do this puzzle that has everything getting out fine. I'm also thinking this is a perfect time to reinforce and upgrade. Well, can't reinforce it all the way, but upgrade at least this Greek heavy cruiser, and it can join the main British fleet now that we're operating in the Mediterranean. So I'll definitely go ahead and give this ship the works in terms of its upgrades at the very least. Reinforcements are going to be limited here. There's also the Lorraine to look at, which it can definitely join our group. So let's go ahead and give that the works. The Lorraine to replace the Triumphant, but the Triumphant died doing great things, I'll tell you. Great things! Do you have mobility? You do. Huh. Alright. Well, shit. We are going to want to move this HQ up, obviously. We'll move up to this spot for now. Our troops can only get so far. I'll move the Smuts HQ over to Syracuse. We're going to move this South African unit up. We're going to move this South African unit up. The Americans should have the ability to control them as well. Oh, they're already controlling them because they have the ability to do it. That's funny. We don't really need to leave anything behind us, nor do we really have the ability. However, I know we do have some reinforcements coming. Yeah, 1st Army of South Africa, which we'll go ahead and put in a naval cruise. If this wasn't here, it could get that far, but for right now, we'll just sail up to the Suez, the southern part of the Suez. I don't think there's any new South Africans. No, the other army or corps, I think it was a corps, is still in construction. You know, I just figured out how I can protect this battleship. We'll move this heavy cruiser. Actually, no, we'll move the light cruiser over there. It'll be safer. And then what we'll do is we'll move a submarine up here. And then the submarine can be part of the shield. And that's what we'll do, like we have been doing this whole time. And with that, we've taken care of the push up the boot. This is going so far even easier than I think it went in real life. They have nothing but garrisons really down here to stop us, which is awesome. It's just our own logistics and time that's holding us back here on June 18th, 1943 with the Mediterranean sea battle and Italian stuff done. I think I'll go ahead and call it here. Good episode, June 18th. We're definitely into summer right now. At Munich, we're at the doorstep of. We're doing pretty well. Everywhere that we look. Where the fuck did this corps go? Did I kill this? I don't remember killing this. No way did I kill this. It must have transported out of there or something. No, Hungary died. Oh my god, that's so cool. Alright, well, I'll deal with that next time. For now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.